Magandang araw. I am Mark McGovern, ang Consul General ng Embahada ng Amerika dito sa Pilipinas. Nandito ako ngayon para sagutin ang inyong mga katanungan tungkol sa kasalukuyang operasyon ng Consular Section. I do not need to tell you that a lot has happened since 2020, but we are now slowly getting back to normal. And we know that you have a lot of questions about our non-immigrant and our immigrant visa operations at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. We heard you, and we sincerely appreciate your patience and understanding. We know that you need the most up-to-date information about the U.S. Embassy's visa services. That's why, starting this month, you can look forward to more frequent social media updates as part of our Mavisa ang Usapan campaign. We understand that many people in the Philippines want to go to the United States to see friends, visit family, study, or just enjoy the many beautiful tourist spots in America, just as many U.S. citizens want to visit or return to their homes in the Philippines. Our two countries have a deep and historical connection, a connection that we support and promote in the U.S. Embassy Manila's Consular Section. With the resumption of global travel for vaccinated individuals, we are committed to opening a broader range of visa appointments, subject to local conditions and the resources of our embassy staff. With that said, let us get started with answering some of your questions. One question that we received was, somebody was planning to visit their high school friends in the United States in June. Is the embassy processing new applications for tourist or general business visas, commonly known as Class B1, B2? Actually, yes, visa appointments for routine business and tourism non-immigrant travelers, commonly known as Visa Class B1, B2, are available, but at significantly reduced levels. The embassy continues to prioritize travelers with urgent life or death travel needs, and certain mission-critical categories of travelers, such as students and exchange visitors, or temporary employment visitors, commonly known as H-1B or H-2B and L visas. As staffing and facilities allow, we are adding additional appointments for B1, B2 non-immigrant visa applicants, so that we ask people to check the calendar of available appointments on ustraveldocs.com/ph to see if there are more convenient times for their interview. The next question that we often receive is that their original interview appointment schedule was canceled back in 2021. And they want to know, how can they reschedule a canceled visa appointment? Well, unfortunately, this has happened to a lot of people, and we're trying our best to handle your needs to get your interview as soon as possible. But part of that depends on you. You need to contact our scheduling service and ask them about the first available visa interview appointment, and you can do that by phone or through chat. Our online appointment system is at ustraveldocs.com/ph. There is no fee to change your appointment. If you have difficulties rescheduling a pending consular appointment, send an email to the Contact Us information available on the ustraveldocs.com/ph website. I'd also like to let people know that the validity of your payment, known as the MRV fee or Machine Readable Visa Fee, is extended until September 30th, the year 2023, to allow all applicants who are unable to schedule an appointment before the opportunity to do so at no additional cost. Another question I often hear is, I heard that we can renew our U.S. non-immigrant visa without a visa interview. Is that true? Yes, that is true. In fact, you may qualify for an interview waiver, which means that you do not need to appear at the embassy for an interview if you are able to meet all of the eligibility requirements detailed on our website. Interview renewals are available for several different categories of non-immigrant visas, including B1, B2, which is used for general tourism and general business, as well as for student, intern, trainees, and work-based visas, along with seafarers and airline crews. The good news is that this program has been expanded to include applicants under the age of 14, who had a visa previously, but now need to have biometrics attached to their visa. Just apply through our website, and once selected, you will come in to provide biometrics and be able to renew your visa very, very fast. Again, in order to renew your visa, you must meet all of the eligibility requirements. So I suggest that you visit the U.S. Embassy website for more information about our interview waiver program for renewal non-immigrant visas. Is the U.S. Embassy processing immigrant visas? Why, yes, we are. The embassy is processing immigrant visas across all categories. However, there's significant backlogs in all categories as well. This means that wait times for interviews are lengthy for everyone, but immediate relative cases, which includes the parents, spouse, and children of U.S. citizens, it is not possible to provide precise wait times as facilities, staffing resources, and local conditions all affect our capacity and scheduling for immigrant visas. But we are doing our best, and we'll get through to your case as soon as we can. Another recent question I've been asked quite a bit is, which immigrant visa categories are being queued now for interview at the U.S. Embassy in Manila? As of April 30th, 2022, most immediate relative visa cases, that is, immigrant visa cases for parents, spouses, and certain children of U.S. citizens are being scheduled for interview are those that are documentarily qualified at the National Visa Center as of January 2022. Most K or fiancé visa cases are being scheduled are those that are documentarily qualified as of March 2022. Most current employment-based cases, such as visas for healthcare workers and nurses, are being scheduled at those that are documentarily qualified as complete in January 2022. Most current family preference cases, such as immigrant visas for siblings of U.S. citizens, are approved expedited cases that were documentarily complete in November 2020. Somebody came up and told me that they have been waiting forever for their visa interview since 2020, and they were wondering how can they get a schedule for their immigrant visa application. Well, actually, I had to tell them that they need to refer to the list of visa categories that are being processed by the embassy on our website. Appointments are being scheduled according to those priorities, and they will be notified of their appointment when we reach their case in the queue. For scheduling concerns, please contact the U.S. Embassy Visa Information and Appointment Center at ustraveldocs.com/ph and under their Contact Us tab. Another question that we're often asked is, are you processing K, fiancé visa petitions? And what if your fiancé petition has already expired? Well, I have the good news that the embassy has resumed processing for K fiancé visa applications. If your fiancé petition expired during the pandemic, a consular officer will determine whether or not it can be revalidated during your interview. Please do not contact our office about the rescheduling of your interview because the petition has expired. Please contact the U.S. Embassy Visa Information and Appointment Service Center at ustraveldocs.com/ph. That's it for today's video. Join us again for another session of Mavisa ang Usapan very soon. Stay safe and healthy. Maraming salamat.